Hello, my name is Zach Moore, and I will be speaking to you about the future of men's volleyball as a sport. Volleyball is an amazing sport that allows athletes to participate in a sport that will last a lifetime. Volleyball started as a sport for men to play in 1895 when it was founded by William G. Morgan. Morgan invented volleyball for the businessmen who found basketball too vigorous for them at the YMCA in Massachusetts. Now, the sport of volleyball is stereotyped as a women's sport, but this great sport does not discriminate against gender. But what might be the problem, you may ask? There is no men's volleyball in the state of New Mexico. My uncle has told me multiple times that he loved being on the club men's volleyball team at the University of New Mexico, and now that I am a student at UNM, I have discovered that the club's men's volleyball program no longer exists. I can see why it doesn't exist. There is no future of it besides the college students who wish to participate. A solution to recreate that avenue of athletes is by having the Club Volleyball Associations of New Mexico create open tryouts for boys and create local tournaments for these children to develop skills. If there is club volleyball, there needs to be a higher goal for these athletes. That goal is to play in high school. The addition of boys volleyball as a high school sport will allow more participation of students and boost grades that then boost other good habits. Now here's a true story about why we need men's volleyball in New Mexico. A local kid from Rio Rancho is going to live his dream in the fall by playing college volleyball in Arizona. But how did he get there? There is no men's volleyball in New Mexico. He started out by playing the sport because of his mom, who was a coach at the club. He and his brother started playing and getting coached by their mom. They both quickly progressed, but now were in a tight spot. He cannot progress any further here in New Mexico, so he went to Arizona where there is men's volleyball and in his closest location. He continues to participate in Arizona club volleyball while still living in New Mexico. How did he handle all the school he missed? Well, his mom went from teaching him volleyball to education. He is homeschooled, allowing him to travel to any tournaments and practices without absences. This is great to see someone from New Mexico go off to college and play college athletics, but he couldn't do it in New Mexico, nor could he have had the option to stay. He committed to a Division I school in Arizona to play college. I personally envy him because I love playing volleyball, but since there is no way for me to play the sport I love regularly, I cannot grow and advance myself as quickly or go play at a Division I school. In Arizona, there are over 18 clubs with multiple teams and ages in the Phoenix metro, and over a total of 200 high schools in Arizona that have boys volleyball as a varsity sport offered. Boys volleyball as a varsity sport in New Mexico high schools will boost athletic participation by students, increase the potential for winning state championships, and also allowing students a positive way to reduce stress and depression, which is a growing threat in American youth society today. In 1964, men's volleyball became an Olympic sport, the highest level of competition in any sport. There are only a few universities in America that have to be Olympians, 22 to be exact. There are only 22 Division I colleges in America that have the varsity level men's volleyball. Only 22 top-tier schools have the ability to send athletes to Olympic trials to test their skills at the highest level. This chart is a visual example of all the schools and different divisions with varsity level men's volleyball. As you can see, there are 107 Division III schools, making up 48% of the total schools, which is 238. Now, the Division I schools is the smallest division, as you can see. It makes up 10% of the total programs. The chart next to it is a comparison of programs across multiple divisions, both men and women. Now the difference in all the divisions, but mainly focus on Division I. There are only 22 men's programs compared to the whopping 334 women's programs. Every Division I school has a women's volleyball team. That is a very small number to find Olympians and national level team players for men's team compared to the women's pool of players. I recommend that at the two Division I schools in New Mexico State University and the University of New Mexico implement a form of men's volleyball on campus. The most beneficial way to bring this sport to campus is as a club sport. As a club sport on campus, these teams will have the freedom to participate in high-level competition without conference restriction as NCAA sports do. Teams can go out and play random schools, but they don't have to just to play random schools. There are conferences for men's volleyball. This is a great path for further with future generations of boys volleyball because it will allow a united team of local kids who wish to play in college but have been playing volleyball at a young age and want to continue playing. The need for more programs at Division I schools will help the pool of players who want to participate in international competition. Volleyball is great for many reasons, but this sport is global, hence it being an Olympic sport, allowing for people across multiple countries and continents to compete in a league of their own. In Europe, there is even a professional men's and women's volleyball program, and women's volleyball is getting a professional league here in the United States in the coming years. Olympics is the highest level of competition in any sport, and some dream of becoming Olympians. In this past week, Stanford Athletics has released their latest statement about sports on campus, and this took everyone by shock. Stanford has decided to terminate 11 varsity sports, including men's volleyball. The elimination of men's volleyball is crazy because they are one of the top programs in the country and have many Olympians come as athletes there. My opinion on why the sport was cut was because of Title IX. Title IX was instituted in 1972 as a part of the Education Amendments of 1972. Title IX has made equal opportunities in athletics and college. Stanford stated that it is because of financial sustainability and their athletic budget cuts. Men's volleyball has won the NCAA tournament twice, and it makes no other sense why this nationally ranked team would be cut otherwise than Title IX. With the 334 women's programs at Division I schools, it might be a stereotype to call volleyball a women's sport. Women are more flexible than men, and this statement has allowed the progression of the sport towards women rather than men because of their ability to get closer to the ground. It has also become a sport very accessible to girls all over the country rather than boys volleyball to be a regional sport for kids to participate in. You may be asking yourself, aren't there enough sports for boys to play? Why do they need another? Well, I can answer that for you. Yes, boys have more opportunities to play sports than girls do, but that doesn't mean the sport cannot be enjoyed by more people. There's a certain set of skills required to play the sport of volleyball. It is a strategic game and has to be improvised throughout a game, or else your opponent will learn how to defend you. That is an offensive thought. Another offensive thought will be the position of the setter. They're always the leader, and the setter is in control of the momentum of the play. Not everyone can play setter, and that's okay. There are other positions that kids can enjoy. Another factor to developing more boys volleyball is not every boy wants to play football or basketball, but still wants to play a sport. It is allowing more freedom and diversity, like deciding a college major and the vast variety that students can decide from. The development of more men's volleyball programs at all ages will help build the future of the sport so that it can continue and more people can enjoy it. It allows more boys and men to participate in a sport that is not represented well in New Mexico. With any sport, there are skills that are beneficial outside of the game. It develops leaders and teamwork skills. At a grade level, it boosts grades because of grade minimums, which boosts other good habits. Another great thing about the sport is that it can be played forever. It does not end in high school or college. There are multitudes of adult leagues that adults go play because of the skills learned can last a lifetime. I started playing the sport through an adult league because that was the only option I had, and I want to give the kids in New Mexico more options to their childhood and hopefully enjoying a sport that will last a lifetime. Thank you.